What up, YouTube? It's your boy Detroit Love with another video. This is part 2 of the Backlit Marquee series. This is the Arcade Game Factory Arcade1Up Backlit Marquee. Check it out. So I received this package here from www.thearcadegamefactory.com. Scott Evans and the guys over there. So we've had a pretty bitter winter up here in the Midwest, and it's not been friendly to deliveries. We've actually had deliveries halted for a few days, where the mail carrier, the U.S. Postal Service, and I'm assuming the other guys as well, just simply halted delivering anything for 2 days, as we had the polar vortex go through here. So it's been pretty crazy. So I've been looking forward to receiving this Backlit Marquee after receiving the other one, and so I deliberately got another Street Fighter because I plan to give away one of these. So here we go. So got it opened up. It was packaged to prevent it from being damaged. Had a lot of bubble wrap around it. The box was pretty beat up when I got this guy here. And so, I wasn't sure exactly what to expect because I hadn't seen this online. And so I just assumed, like the other one, that this bar here would get screwed on. But as I examined it, I'm like, hey, wait, there's no screw holes. So what do I do with this thing here? And the marquee looks absolutely beautiful. The colors are rich. It's got the Capcom logo as well, so definitely no fading here. Looks really nice. Got a little rough edge there on this guy. Got the little screw pack just taped on the back. Now the thing I did notice with these screws is they're pointed, and you'll see later in the video those ran into a little trouble. So I think they should definitely use the flat bottom screws versus the pointed ones here. But you see it's all acrylic. The graphic is on the front. You got the slit there at the top for the board, the top board. I think it's the H board, just to slip into that. Just a couple of pairs, just 2 screws. This particular marquee doesn't have the requirement to plug the, what do you call those, wooden dowels. It just has the 1 screw on both sides. Now, I prefer my LED light bar, but this one's a very interesting light. It's just 1 strip, very bright, but it has its own power switch. But the neat thing about it is you just plug this thing, so there's a switch there. You switch that thing on and off. But the nice thing is it doesn't require a separate power brick, so it doesn't take up another slot in your power strip that you have inside the cabinet. So here you just use this thing and plug one in. You take the power out of your controller board, or if you have just a regular unmodified arcade box, you just unplug it from the computer on the back of the monitor, plug that cord from the power strip into this, and then plug this into either the stock machine or into the controller board. So I noticed here that this thing was actually broken. So either the shippers jacked it up or the extreme cold here in Michigan just took that glue out. So I contacted Scott, and I think I received this maybe last Thursday or so, and I contacted him. He said, "Well, man, this is that's a bummer." So he shipped out this box here. So got my handy dandy neck knife and went to town on this box. So I think he shipped it out Saturday, and I received it Monday here. So he definitely wanted to make sure that he got the product back in my hand. He was originally going to send me some glue to glue the other one back on, but he decided to just ship out a new marquee to replace the other one. So that made sense, and it made for a much better experience than to have to glue the thing and then wait for it to dry and yada yada yada. So I received this today. It's February 11th, Monday, and to my surprise, he had included the one with the black bracket. I think the back bracket just makes it look so much better. So because he shipped this as a replacement, this box didn't have any of the light or the screws, so I had to go grab it from the other box. So like I said previously, this thing is equipped with a switch to allow you to switch this thing on and off without having to unplug anything from your computer or from your outlet. So as you can see here, it has a black metal trim on the top and the bottom. Looks really nice. Everything else is just acrylic. See how rich the colors are. No fading whatsoever. This one's glued on with no problem. Got the 2 screws, one on each side. And you got the groove here for your H panel, your top panel, to slide and lock that in. A little bit of glue residue, but no big deal. Looks really, really nice. And it's just one piece, so you don't have to worry about unscrewing the other unit or other board, the black and white board from your original. So just testing out the light. As you can see, that thing is pretty bright. It does get pretty hot, so we'll see how that does over time with the glue on the sticker back there. You can see the back has a paper. You just take that off and adhere it to where you want it. But just flicking the switch turns that on and off. That thing is bright. Very bright, very light. So just trying to see how that light goes through there, just to test it out before I get to the cabinet. So the cabinet worked the same way with the part 1 video. You have to just take a couple of screws out and then, you know, sort of pull the cabinet apart just enough to take out the existing marquee and then fit the new one in. Again, the only difference with this one is when you remove these screws and pull out the old marquee, there's only one screw that goes back into the marquee area. There is no wooden dowels. So you just loosen these guys up, slip it in, put the screws in, and you're in business. So since I had the previous marquee in, I had to take that out. Now I have these screw hole covers, so those things just peel away and just keep them on next to the hole. Now again, I had an issue with the screws that were provided here. These screws that Scott provided they had a real rounded back and they had a pointed tip, and they were just a little bit too long to go back into to allow the screw to go below the surface. And so I actually had to use some other screws for it to look right. But no problem, got it in there. And again, it would have stayed together, it just wouldn't have looked as nice with my screw cap covers. So now we're here at the back of the Arcade1Up. This is the Street Fighter. And just disconnect the power from the controller board, the video controller board. And then just find the end of the new light strip and just need to plug that guy in. So again, the power, you're using the existing power that plugs into your power strip that normally plugs right into your video board. You take it out, plug the one end into the new LED strip, and then plug the other one back into the controller board. And so now you have power going to your LED strip and power going back to your controller board. And again, this would work the same way if you had a unmodified box. You would just unplug it from the back of the monitor, plug that cord from the power strip into the LED, and then plug the other end back into the back of the monitor on a unmodified unit. And you would have light to be available to your marquee and power to your unit. And so here, just set this up so we can get back here and find the best spot for the light strip. So, you know, I play with putting it on the top, putting it on the back of the H board, and, you know, none of those spots looked nice. So what I end up doing eventually here is adhering it to the top board, that holds in the monitor. So as you know, the monitor board, the monitors and the bezel is all together, and that very top edge, I just set that light on top of it. And so I'm still just trying to figure out where it would go. So you still have some shadowing here, so that's not the right spot. Yeah, so it's a little tricky just to figure out the spot, but so you see there, that's on the top of the monitor. That's a whiteboard there. This is right on the very top of it, with a slight tilt toward the front versus being straight up. And I think it looks nice. You can see here where it's a little shadow that bounces in. So if it's sitting straight up, there's a little shadow on the bottom. If it's tilted forward, then it is perfect. It's almost like it needs to have a triangle back for that spot. So I'll keep an eye on it and see if there's any issues with it shifting, and I can work that out later. I can always go back to my LED, but I did want to show it with the way it was packaged, and unfairly to the other. In part 1, I used my own light versus the one that came with it. I will, when I do the Galaga, I'll show that the way it was packaged and see how it comes out. But as you can see here, with it unlit, it looks nice. The black trim as well. So let's just get back here and flip the switch. Now the only thing about this switch, the way I have my Pi and my controller board positioned and wired down, I'm not able to get this power switch up to the top where they recommend. Now again, this is the same way with in part 1, this one didn't come with any instructions. So even though it's not difficult, it just makes sense, guys, to include a one-page document on what to do. But again, these guys are growing. This is something new to them, and they'll get all these kinks out soon enough. But you see there, it looks really nice. This is the other marquee from part 1. I'm showing it. This one doesn't have any fading issue in the graphic. Again, he's shipping out a replacement, so we'll see what we receive here this week. It looks really nice. It does have a little light escaping on the two sides. There's the original one from Arcade1Up. That's just the wooden board. Just to show that it has the Capcom. So this version definitely looks closer to the original, just backlit instead. But you see the light, got the little white lines on the sides. It's not bad at all, but I'm thinking I might put a little piece of felt on the back just to block that out. We'll see. Now here, what I did was, because this power switch is not able to go all the way up to the top, I just have it sticking through this hole, and this screw I always have here, sort of like a handle to pull this board apart. I just took a bread tie twist and just hooked it up there, just so I can go back there and turn that one off if I want to, but if I need to open that back, I can get in there without having to, do much. But the graphics look really nice, really sharp, really bright. I mean, the light is just enough for it to do the job. It doesn't overpower it, doesn't underwhelm it. It just backlights that marquee with no problem at all. So it looks really nice. So let's get some Street Fighter going here. And what I'm attempting to do here in this section is I got a lot of questions with the first video asking, hey man, with that thing being right at your face level, when you're playing a game, does that light distract you in any kind of way? Does it get in your eyes? Is it a bother? So I just wanted to get a little gameplay, and so you can see, where that light is in relationship to my face as I play. It's not a problem at all. It's not an issue whatsoever. It is not overpowering, it's just backlit. And the way it should be. And with this camera being smaller than a traditional arcade, this thing is much lower. Lower than my face. I'm about 5'7.5", so I'm not very tall. So this thing is, as you can see, it's about at my chin level. So that's it. Just give a little gameplay here and let you see how much light. I don't think there's any more light than than what I would be getting just from the screen. It's not distracting at all. So that's not something you should concern yourself with at all, because it's not anything. You can see there, my face is not overpowered with light. No different than my shirt or anything else. It's just illuminating some light. And I'm not sure what I'm doing there with my mouth. These private characters. But they were too bad. They were not showing no mercy at all. And I think we'll just get another shot, so you can see it in just a slightly different way. So this backlit marquee is $40. It's $5 if you want the black brackets there. It comes with the power switch. If you don't want the power switch, you can deduct $1.50. If you don't want the marquee graphics, because you already have one, you can get it blank. You can take $4.50 off of that price as well. So less than $45, you got a great deal here. Go ahead and check them out. Thanks for watching the Arcade Game Factory installation of the backlit marquee. Subscribe, like the video, comments below, and until next time guys, I'll see you on the web.